edge over. I don't know if we can. I don't know if this is odd documenting briefly. Let's see.
I would go on Saturday, every Saturday, and a lot of times, Doris, when you guys be around, go if you're here. Talking about children. At church, a young child, the adults sat in the pew, the children sat in the aisle and the floor, and we had books, we had coloring books, we could sit and color. They allowed children to be children. If we wanted to be rowdy, they would send us out the back door and leave the back door open. And out that back door, it's on a hill. And in the springtime, that hill was covered with violets. And I can remember me and all these other children just running through that area of violets and the grassy area with the violets on it. And I know that Aunt Doris was very much a part of that.
I can remember hiding in the junkyard so I didn't have to go.
Well, exactly. I knew you weren't there. I didn't know why, but I just knew you weren't there.
We hid in the junkyard looking for change from under the seats. Danny came out, "Where are you?" But, real quiet.
That's a special memory and a special time. Certainly very much part of Aunt Doris's life.
Every time he called us. Come out with a cigar in his mouth. You're hot now.
And Aunt Doris, I always thought she was so like Mary Tyler Moore.
That's a good description.
Yeah, she was always so prim and so proper and dressed in the Chanel suit with the gloves, the matching hat, the proper formal, not formal, but professional shoes, always the closed-toe pump, and showing up to church. And at home, she was just as rowdy, if not more so than the rest of us. But when we got to church, she was in public. It was Aunt Doris then.
Oh, she kept that persona for a long time. It hid behind it for a long time.
And that's okay. We all, we've been ourselves, ourselves that we present.
Yeah, that's it.
At Fulton, she was every week at their hairdressers. And every week getting her nails done. And on her birthday, November 21st, she passed January 20th. And at that point, she couldn't, really communicate too well. She had lost that ability. But hospice came in, and they put together a little party. And someone had made her a red velvet cake. And they took pictures, and I got the picture. She had like red velvet cake all over, and I don't know if she just dug into it. And I talked to her that day, and she couldn't put the words together, but she was the happiest I had ever heard her, I would say, in my life. And I think it's because there was this childlike part in her that was coming out. She was just, it was a childlike happiness, and she was like the queen for the day. And
she liked being queen.
And they just doted over her and got her hair done and got her nails done and dressed her in a pretty dress and just made it her day. And then not too long after that, she started really declining a little bit. So she got to have that. And
she also got to have a boyfriend in the nursing home. I'd call sometimes, and if I called too late, it would turn to lunch. She says, "My friend's here to walk me for lunch." I said, "Well, good for you, Mom."
And I talk about being the princess. Daddy always talked about when they were going to Lone Oak Elementary. Their daddy, if it was raining, he would take them right to the front door in his truck, and Daddy would get out. If he even bothered to ride, Daddy might have been gone through the neighborhood and woods on his bicycle before he went to school, but would take Aunt Doris straight to the door. He got out of his truck, he went over to the passenger side, picked Doris up, and sat her on the two steps so she did not get mud on her shoes.
And we wondered why she was a spoiled woman.
Exactly. She had a fur coat by the time she was 16.
Oh, yeah.
And a fur coat was a big deal. A big deal then. Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
So she was groomed for that, being the princess or the queen.
She would dress me in these long dresses when I was 5, 6, and you know, it's just not fun to be in a long dress all the time.
Yes.
And I remember when I got the nerve up, I was, I think, around 6 or 7. I just said, Mom, I don't know where these dresses go anymore. And she just looked, depressed on.
Yeah, you broke her heart.
I know. She said, as long as you wear a long dress for your wedding.
Oh.
So I could not show up
Right over there.
having a long dress. Just in her memory. I knew it was going to be a hot day, but I was not going to wear shorts. Okay, she's looking down. Now, where were you in the vehicle when all of us piled in to the station wagon to take our trips to New York City?
Oh, I was.
Were you right behind? Were you in the seat behind?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember you were in the very back with me, weren't you? Or,
You,
Yeah, I can vaguely remember
you two,
that.
John and Vaughn. We might have had Ann with us. John and Vaughn were in the back. We always made. Me and Bonnie always made them ride in the back. No matter who was there or what was there, where we were going. That we put them as far away as possible. Because they were still little brothers, you know. But,
And you were raised in Mary?
I don't know how we all fit in.
I don't know.
Now that you think about it.
because the back seat of the state, or the back
Yeah.
area opened up into a seat.
Uh-huh.
And I remember the youngest rarely got to sit in there. We were kind of like crammed on the
Well,
side.
yeah, there was a little edge on this side, and then it was down between those two seats. Somebody could sit. It had,
You know,
like a
Long
clown
before we
car.
were all
like a clown car.
one major memory I have from that is, you know, when we were up there, we were taking pictures. And one of the pictures is, I'm not even sure who, I'm sure probably Judy was in it, or I don't really exactly remember which family members were supposed to be the subject of the picture. But what I remember, there's this old black lady, and she's kind of big black woman, and she kind of leaned in. She wanted to be in the picture, she was kind of leaning in and smiling. That's all who I really remember. I just have that picture of her like.
We were going up, we'd ridden the ferry to the Statue of Liberty, and we're going up the walk, and all of us get behind this woman who has on nothing but white lace pants.
Oh, no.
I remember that.
Nothing but white lace pants.
And you took a picture.
I
remember that picture now.
That.
Oh my
And we were all
God.
just
Oh my
dying,
God.
you know, just dying.
She was not a young person. And it was the most amazing thing. You know what? If you hadn't said that, I've never. But I remember. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And clearly Aunt Doris did not see us.
Yeah.
Clearly she did. I'm sure she would have said something. So would have Daddy. Mama would have laughed like us.
I remember each time we would get in the car, we'd have a head count. There was 11. And there were a total of 11?
Yeah.
4 of us, 5. Yeah. Good count.
That I don't know. The guys in the pickup are no longer there. There's a bathroom around here.
At that office?
No, I'm gonna walk.
Okay.
You gonna make this picture that long?
I appreciate you sharing those memories. Got a lot of good ones. Before, she didn't want me to go to kindergarten, so she held me back, or didn't, I didn't go to kindergarten, so I stayed with her that year. And there was the King of Prussia Shopping Center.
Yeah.
And it was girl time. So she would take me, I think it was kind of a way to bribe me or prime me. We would go to the Sundae shop, and she would let me get like this gigantic, ice cream sundae.
Okay.
And get me all sugared up. And then she'd take me next door to some department store, and we would shop the rest of the day. But that was part of my year, that year that I stayed home, didn't do the kindergarten, and I had major separation anxiety in first grade. I wanted to go back to that Sunday shop. I didn't want to go to school.
Oh, I want my
Exactly.
You have to get Mama to tell you about the story of you guys. You and
Dennis.
know about taking off after a Greyhound bus to get the bottle, get your bottle or Dennis's bottle to you. Some crazy story.
Oh, no. That was Aunt Mary chasing a bus
Yeah.
so that Elbert could get back on or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a 51 Ford, the black 51
Yeah,
Ford that had
yeah.
that huge ass engine in it.
Police interceptor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, apparently she was doing about 90. Elbert crapped his pants.
That sounds right.
Mother was shaking.
Yeah.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
They were chasing the bus. I didn't remember the bottle. I thought they had to catch it or something.
They had
But
to
I
get
was
the
in the
bus
car
for
with
whatever
them.
reason.
I was in the car with them.
Yeah.
And I was in the front seat. The two of them were in the back. Mother was scared to death. Elbert said, "Now we really don't need to catch it that fast. We can catch it the next city." And your mom said, "Hell with that. We're gonna catch it right now." Of course, I'm laughing. I'm enjoying the speed.
Faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's what
was
we used
it.
to do, Mama. Faster. No
Hey, Mary, go
seatbelts.
ahead.
You should know better
No,
than to egg her
nothing.
on though.
Hmm?
So you should know better than to egg her on though.
No, that
She's
was
still,
fun.
I know, but she's
That made her one of us.
still,
Well, she
she's
was
still
what,
not shy about
30
the gas.
maybe.
Lord,
she
not
might have-
even.
Yeah.
Not even. She
Nah.
moved into Ashford Hollow when she was 17 years old.
Well, she was probably a little bit younger than that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she lived there at that time, I believe.
Yeah.
I think so. But it was hilarious because I
Well,
loved it.
if Dennis was a baby,
I was probably
it
6,
was
7, 8.
before
something.
Bonnie was born. So she was 20 years old, maybe 20.
Sure.
Just was a kid like us. Mm-hmm.
It sounded like your mom, when she was young, might have been kind of like the bandit and Smoking the Bandit. She was a driver.
I tell you what, her mother was a wild child.
Yeah. She was.
Well, actually, looking at that picture, they're in the entrance there. It was amazing to me how it was like your wedding picture of your parents. And when I looked at your mom's face, like, that's Anne. Like Anne's face.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at Echo yesterday. You know who I saw? Bonnie.
Bonnie, exactly. She's a little Bonnie.
Thank you.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bonnie will argue that all day long, but she looks like Bonnie, she acts like Bonnie, she talks like Bonnie.
And she will
What?
talk
She's
your ear off.
Where is Bonnie at? Bonnie was born queer. Been that way ever since.
Bonnie, the only difference was Bonnie had hair. Down here.
Yeah.
But that child, I was over there for 2.5 hours, talked nonstop, telling me stories. I wasn't afraid in the thing, in the House of Horrors or whatever the hell it was. And I'm sitting there paying close attention. And I said, well, you know what? Anything a boy can do, a girl can do better. She says, I know, I wasn't afraid, but my brother was.
Sounds right.
Just funny how you'll see different qualities in the different generations come out. Ellie's baby, Joseph, you cannot tell Daddy's pictures, my baby pictures, and his baby pictures. If it weren't for the age of pictures, you couldn't tell us apart.
What's good? One family looks apart. It looks alike. It prevents problems.
It's good genes. Charlotte's boys, oh my goodness. They're home. No,
No,
husband, the youngest one, looks just like my husband, her father, my ex-husband. Eli looks just like his
You
dad.
cannot arrange another tattoo. Put that thing away.
Everybody's doing it, all I know.
Actually, you know what I can